Hello, BookTube. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and I am coming to you again from the hospital. You may notice that the background color is a little different. That's because we moved rooms today. We're on a different floor. She was moved out of the ICU floor, which is a good thing. I hope that we don't need to go back there, for the reasons that we would need to go back there. Although I'm going to miss the nurses and everyone there. They're just wonderful on that floor. And so far, we've had a good experience here. So the last video I did was on Monday night, and I'll update you a little bit on Emily's condition since then. And also, since it's Friday, it's time for Friday Reads. So I'm right in the middle of my 10 books in 10 days challenge. I did my last video where I told you about the 10 print books that I'm trying to read slash finish or make progress in by the end of the month. And I have added one more to that list. It's actually a graphic novel. I may have mentioned it in the last video, but it wasn't one of my original 10. So anyway, a quick update on Emily. I mentioned in the last video that she had some small, milder seizures that had started up. Those started getting closer together, and so the next day, on Tuesday, they decided to go ahead and add a second medication. So that kind of zonked her out. And the day after that, on Wednesday, when she would have been hopefully trying to come out of that, she was scheduled for a bunch of scans, an MRI, an MEG, and an PET, and an OMG. No, just kidding. So they had to sedate her again because she had started moving just enough that they were worried that it would mess up the scans. So out again, trying to recover from that. Then that night, she starts getting a fever, and they're trying to figure out why she has a fever. And they did a multitude of tests and discovered that she has aspiration pneumonia. And I didn't even know that was a thing. It's not contagious or anything, but apparently when she was awake and we were trying to get her to eat and drink and all that by mouth, she choked on something or swallowed something down in her lungs, which now is infected. So she's on antibiotics for that. So she's not having any more seizures, at least for the time being, so I'm very thankful for that. But she is still asleep, and now we just want her to wake up and get stronger. So they've gone ahead and moved us out of the epilepsy room because they need that room for people who are currently having seizures or need it for an EEG monitoring or whatever. So we have moved up to the 7th floor, and we're being treated very well here. In fact, this room has a bathroom, so that's pretty cool. Before, I was having to go down the hall and to take a shower, but the other room had a bathroom, but this room has a shower in the bathroom. That's what I meant to say. I had to give up the refrigerator, though. Our last room had a little fridge, and this one doesn't. So I've got to, figure out what to do with all of that stuff that I had in the fridge. Anyway, my 10 books in 10 days is coming along very well. I'm not really at the halfway point of everything yet, but I'm very pleased with my progress. In fact, I may finish a couple of books. I may finish one book tomorrow and then another book the next day. And I don't know from there. I did finish an audiobook today that's not part of my 10. I'll tell you about it. It was, what was it called? 3 Wishes by Stephanie Bond. It was something that I heard Sarah from Not Just Romance Novels, which now she's a channel name change. Steeped in Books, I think, is her new channel name. She talked about it. It sounded really cute, and I noticed that she rated it 3 stars, and I thought, well, that sounds really cute. I wonder why she rated it 3 stars. Well, now I know. I actually rated it 2 stars. It started out great. It was a fun premise. It was an Aladdin retelling, and really super cute. But then it just went way downhill in the last hour of the book. For one thing, there was it started out really light and fluffy, and then all of a sudden it escalated to this sex scene that was just way too graphic, I thought, for this book. I wasn't expecting there to be a really graphic sex scene in a book that has this cute sort of fairy tale premise, Then to make matters worse, even if I enjoyed that kind of thing in my books, which I'm every once in a while I can kind of be in the mood for it, and it depends on the situation. But the sex scene that was in the book was cheating. Well, that that immediately erases any enjoyment you could get out of that, at least for me. So it just ruined the whole thing for me. And I mean, at the same time, you want there to be a happy ending, but you know you need to break up with whoever you're in a relationship with before you start another one. So, I won't go into too many more details about that. But it was called Three Wishes by Stephanie Bond, and I was going to show you a picture, but anyway, I'll when I do my month end wrap up, I'll show you a picture of it. It's on the Audible Romance package, and it's only about a 5-hour audiobook, so it won't take you very long. It is very cute, and of course, feel free to listen to it or read it on your own and form your own opinions, but that was just my opinion. Okay, so I have caught up. Let me start on my print books now. The one book I don't intend to finish until the end of 2020, but I was trying to catch up, and I have reading goals that I wanted to catch up on, is the Bible, and I did get caught up now to where I believe I just need to read a chapter a day, and I will get to the end of Second Kings, which is my goal for 2018. So if I read a chapter a day for the rest of the year, I will be on track for where I want to be. So I am very happy about that. Then the book that I should be able to finish tomorrow is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I think I said, I misspoke when I said we were scheduled to finish this today. Actually, our schedule is to finish this tomorrow, which is technically the end of the week. And I don't know if everybody will. Some people have already finished, and some people may need a little more time, and that's totally fine. But I have just I have 2 chapters and the epilogue left, so I will finish this tomorrow. This last section has had some really interesting developments. Some different things happened that I didn't see coming, I didn't expect, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to turn out, but I hope it's going to turn out happy. There's one relationship in here that I'm not real behind at this point, but maybe there will be some life changes with one of the characters to make him a little more worthy of his female love interest. So we'll see it. We'll see if that happens. So that is good. I'm really enjoying that. Then probably the next one I'm likely to finish is The Space Between Sisters by Mary McNear. I have like a raggedy bookmark, but anyway, I just have this much left of it. So this is good. It's so funny. I was just thinking as I was reading today that because I'm reading several books at a time, and several of them are romances, it seems to be that I have gotten to all the steamy parts in each book. So today, it's like no matter what book I pick up, I'm getting to the steamy parts. So, well, with the exception of Redeeming Love, because this is a Christian book, so you're not going to find steamy parts. But there is some pretty heavy stuff in the latter part. So, anyway, at least Mary McNear keeps things a little bit more in your own imagination. She doesn't feel the need to be extremely graphic, and I appreciate that. So this book is again, I've mentioned it before, it's about 2 sisters. Now this one this one is very steamy, but the descriptions are a little more just simmering, steamy. I mean, stuff is really happening, but it's not over the top graphic either. So, so that's good. I mean, of all that I'm reading, this is probably the most graphic, but well, actually, probably not as graphic as the audiobook. But I don't know. There's something about this one. It's a little more playful, and it's almost it's just kind of funny, but it's still very very graphic, and it's kind of hot and heavy. But anyway, Never Say Never by Geraldine Dawson. And I think this one is definitely a little steamier than the first book in the trilogy. So anyway, I'm just reading these because these are supposed to be prequels to the Eternity Spring series. Although I don't feel like the Eternity Spring series is going to be steamy. At least I hope not. I hope it's going to be more of like Jody Thomas Harmony, where it's more of a community feel, where you're just, reading about the townspeople and stuff like that. I hope. We'll see. Okay, then I have only read one chapter. No, I've read two chapters in this today. I was trying to think if I had met my reading goals today. Basically, today I have focused on my print books, and I've only read about half the chapters I need to read on my Kindle. Yesterday, I focused on my Kindle books, and I read more on my Kindle, at least until it pooped out and I had to plug it in, and only got a little bit of print reading done. So I'm trying to keep it balanced. So the Reading Circle by Ashton Lee, I did read my 2 chapters, and the chapter where I ended is right in the middle of the book, but something really kind of serious just happened, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't see that coming, didn't expect that, and I'm curious to read on and see how that plays out, because it was a little bit nerve-wracking. So that is something I'm looking forward to getting back to. Then on my Kindle, I've got several things going on. I'm not going to pull up each of them individually. I'll just show you. These are the main ones. Winter's Morning, I have only read one chapter of it tonight. The next chapter is really long, and I thought it's going to take me way past midnight to read that. So I just read one chapter today, so I can at least say I've made progress in it. Morrigan is a novella with the Remnant Chronicles, and the chapters are very short. So I read 2 chapters in it very quickly tonight. And then I have not yet read any today in Stranger Realm. I did read like six chapters in it yesterday. So, 6 chapters. So I'm going to try to read a little bit in it tonight too. I just want to at least make some progress in everything. And I don't think I'll get Stranger Realm done by the end of the month. Maybe. Because I should show you my chart. I only have crayons with me. It's not as precise with crayons. It doesn't look as neat. But at least it's not bleeding through on the back side of the page like my highlighter was. So that's good. So here's my chart. I've been just kind of coloring in. That's my Bible reading up there. This is the space between sisters. So, and I've been trying to just color code each day. Redeeming Love. This is Cape Light, which I don't have with me. I am going to go home tomorrow. My husband's coming up, and he's off Sunday, so he'll come up, and I will go home Saturday night and stay Sunday, go to church, be able to spend some time with Katie, and then I'll probably bring her back here with me so she can see Emily, and then she'll ride back home with her dad. So I will bring Cape Light with me and Sweet September, because by then I should have finished or be almost done with 2 of these. And since I'm caught up now with my Bible reading and just reading 1 chapter a day, that frees up a little more print reading time. So then here are my 2 of my Kindle books, Winter's Morning and Morrigan. Oh, I forgot to, I still need to fill in 1 square on Winter's Morning to show the chapter that I've read there. And then the Reading Circle, that's what I've read so far in that. Sweet September is still blank because I haven't started it. And Never Say Never, that's what I've read so far in that. And Stranger Realm. So I have 2 rows for Stranger Realm. So I'm only like a little over halfway through the top row. So I'm really only a fourth of the way through the book. And I'm it's going to be harder to finish it by the end of the month. But at least I will have some progress made. I'm going to keep trying to read more. Most of these other books, I just needed to read like 2 chapters a day. And with that one, because there's a lot more chapters, I had to try to read at least 3 to 4 per day. First day, I didn't read any. Second day, I read 2. The next day, I read 2. And then yesterday, I read 6. And I read 6 chapters in that to the exclusion of some of my print books. So it's a lot easier for me to just knock out 2 chapters a day or 2 or 3. And it's harder to do more than that. Then I went ahead and added a line here for Giant Days. I am reading Giant Days, volumes 1 through 4. And I've read 1 and 2. And that's on Hoopla on my Kindle. So you've probably seen or heard of Giant Days. It's all over BookTube right now. It's a graphic novel about some girls in college, and so far it's cute. So that's about it for what I'm reading. I have not made much progress in City of Heavenly Fire because it's in my car. I did get to leave the hospital and run to the local library here and use the computer for about an hour yesterday and got some stuff done on the computer. So I listened to it a little bit in the car. And I don't know when I'm going to get the Apple Orchard read. I may have to just bring the print book here. I don't know. I have it on CD, and since I'm not in my car, I might have to just. I really wanted to finish City of Heavenly Fire first, but I'm supposed to be buddy reading the Apple Orchard. So I have it in the car. I might go ahead and start it on my way home and listen to it home and back from the hospital. And then I might just, maybe when I'm home, I'll bring my CD player. I have my portable CD player. I can always plug it in here and listen to it here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so that's it. I am about to run out of space on my camera. I meant to mention the view. This side of the hospital is a much nicer view. The purple you can see up there is actually part of the hospital, but to my right you can see the Orlando skyline, so it's pretty neat. So that's all for this video. Thank you all so much for your comments, your prayers, your well wishes for Emily, and I will try to keep you updated and maybe in a few more days and let you know how she's doing. That's all for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.